Welcome to Central Valley Talk, where we celebrate what's good about the Central Valley from one end to the other. We like to focus on businesses and let you know what cool businesses are out there and what you have access to, what resources you have. And there's people out there who help these businesses. One, for sure, for example, is our friend Eric Merz, who consults. He coaches businesses. Welcome, Eric.
Good afternoon, Mike.
Yeah, I calculate there's 1 million businesses in the Central Valley. I don't know.
You know, I don't know the number, but it's a lot. There's a lot of people, and there's more every day.
Yeah.
Since COVID, it's grown tremendously. A lot of people left the corporate world.
I see a lot of people doing business differently since COVID.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot more things done online and you know, via the internet, transactions, drop shipping.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of things just circumventing any infrastructure they have to create if they can get around it. People are doing it.
And by the way, we're going to do a topic today. I got a little graphic you sent over. A judge and a hammer.
Yeah, that's your judge. Yeah, I started using a new program called Positive Intelligence. And what positive intelligence is about is that our saboteurs are inside of our heads, between our ears. And those saboteurs get together with our saboteur judge, which judges us on maybe something we did in the past or something that happened to us in the past or some experience. And it actually blocks us from moving forward a lot of times. So when I'm working with business owners and business leaders, and frankly, everyone has these kinds of issues, some more than others. But if we can learn how to deal with those things, this program really helps you deal with that. It's a year-long program, but it focuses on 7 weeks of training. What are your saboteurs? What really gets in your way? And who's accomplishing with the judge? So imagine there's a little guy on your shoulder telling you things that may or may not be true. They're probably not, most of them. You know, most of the things that we fear, they aren't even real.
I tell you, I have this thing in my business, things that I'm convinced we cannot do. We've been down the road. I don't want to even talk about it anymore. And these, I call them kids, but they're young people, been through college. They come and they say, well, have you tried this? And I go, wow, you know, it can be done. But I built up the block in my own head that it couldn't be done. And it happens over and over now. I'm learning to listen to the younger people.
Yeah. And so this is what happens when we open our minds. There's all kinds of possibilities. And so the first thing we do in this program is we start to have awareness of what these saboteurs are. You know, for some of us, it's the avoider, somebody that avoids conflict, avoids issues. For others, it's a controller. They have to control everything or else they feel like they're going to, you know, stress out. And the other is a hyperachiever that never can achieve enough. You know, they're never satisfied. The hyper-rational, the person who everything has to be logical. You know, you can't just go by your gut feeling. You've got to have the data. Then you have the hyper-vigilant. That's the person who comes in there that he's looking out for danger everywhere. And then there's the pleaser who just wants everybody to be happy and make everybody happy. We don't have a conflict. We want everybody to be happy. Then we have the restless person, and that's the person who's always changing. They almost get to the goal line, and then they turn around and go the other way. Yeah. Or the stickler, the person who's a perfectionist, or the victim. You know, so all these saboteurs, we might have 2 or 3 of them that kind of stand out. And actually, with Positive Intelligence, it's a program, you know, that I've subscribed to. There's thousands of coaches worldwide using it. And it has an app that daily it sends you messages to work on these different things to combat those things and bring your sage life in. The sage is, you know, what are you going to do positive to replace the negative?
Well, the first 4, I think you mentioned, those are all me, you know, just I'm vigilant. I think I have to do it myself. No one else could do it and things like that. So,
yeah, controller, you know, hyperachiever.
Right.
Nobody could do it better than me either,
right.
You know, and so all these, you know, it does. doesn't make us bad people having these things, because these are the very things that probably also make us very successful in some way. But when we overdo it in those areas, we leave things on the table that otherwise we could achieve, or we could make life easier. Our relationships can be better. So really, this program is not just about businesses. Anybody
Yep.
can benefit from this program, and you can actually go to the website, positiveintelligence.com, and there's an assessment on there for your saboteurs to see which ones are your highest. Now, that doesn't get you in the program. Of course, you got to link up with somebody to join the program. But it's a year-long program. It's $1,000 for the whole year. The first 7 weeks, you meet in a pod once a week, and on the weekends, you get this training. So you get about an hour of training over the weekend, and then you get just like 15 minutes of training every day. But it's not 15 minutes and 15-minute period. It's a 2 minutes here and 2 minutes there, and it spaces them out through the day, because we have to change our habits of thinking. And so to do that, you can't just download everything and then I got it, because you're not going to apply it.
No.
So that's the way it works.
It sounds like it's made for a busy person, those that say, I don't have any time. But 1 or 2 minutes here, I see how that could work.
Yeah, and they teach you how to use it strategically. Like, you have a meeting coming up, break from what you're doing 5 minutes before, do this little exercise, come into the meeting centered and ready to achieve your highest potential with that person or that group that you're working with, or your customers, or whatever it might be. You got a challenging meeting coming up this afternoon, use the tools that are in the program. So that's how it trains you.
Yeah.
And then when we have these pods, they meet and share what they're learning in the program and how it applies to them. And that's where I've really enjoyed working with the clients, sitting in those meetings and facilitating and listening to the people tell me what they got out of the training, and trying to do these exercises on a daily basis.
Yeah, I could see the first would be to identify which of these things you have for yourself, but then how do you get over them? How do you let go? How do you let that go? I guess that's where the training comes.
Yeah, the training brings in the SAGE element, your empathy, your curiosity, your innovation, the things, you take a bad situation. Let's say you come into a bad situation, something happened today. How do you turn that into a positive? What can you learn from this situation? Or how can you take this and turn it into something that's better tomorrow? Right. So you don't just stay in the bad, you move.
How about, you think an employer could send his employees, one of his employees, through this program?
Well, there are companies that they're sending their whole team through this program. And they're dividing them up in different pods based on, how they think they'll work best together. But you can also join, one-on-one, just send people to the program with coaches like myself. There's there's, like I said, there's thousands of coaches worldwide.
Using this,
I think they're in about 40 different countries right now using this program.
Yeah, you mentioned a couple like the Victim. I've had those working for me, and you think, I just don't have the time myself to reshape this guy's whole outlook on life. And the best way is to shape it yourself. So maybe send one of these workers to this program, to Eric Merz to go to the program, I would guess.
Yeah, you can. And I'm going to be starting a new cohort on April 30th. So that'll be the first time that we meet as pods. I have room for so many people, but right now I've got at least 5 spots open. If more people come, I'll just open up another pod.
Another pod, yeah.
I don't want to have too many. I want to have 3 to 5 people in a pod. I don't want to have 20 because they don't have enough time. And the pods, we only meet for like 30 minutes.
Right.
We want to be quick. We want to get something out of it, move forward through the week,
Like I say, sounds perfect for busy people, or people who are convinced they're so busy they could never, do something like this. Now, they'd be put in a pod with people with a variety of backgrounds and interests and levels.
Yeah, and if I have more than one, I'll try to match them up with people that I think will be able to relate to each other, probably not competing with each other. They can share with each other. like I said, it's 7 weeks of the kind of the intense program, and then you go into what we call the grow phase. And the grow phase is just a continuation, but remember, it's all on an app on a phone. So you don't have to go look for it. You just pop the app open.
Yeah.
There it is. This one opens at 9 a.m. This one opens at 3 p.m. And your journal's open at 6 p.m. So it's very structured for you. You don't have to figure it out. It's all laid out.
It's all laid out for you. I like the part you don't have to go looking for it.
And there's a book that downloads with the program that you get to, listen to or read it. Well, you have to download it on Audible if you want to listen to it, but you can read it online, and that's part of the program.
Now, somebody's saying, "Well, that sounds interesting. I want to look into it for me or for my company or for one of my workers." Would they go to your website? Should they call the phone number on the screen?
Just call my phone number or email me at eric@vertuacoaching.com. Let me know. Or if you want to check out further what your saboteurs are, you can go to Positive Intelligence website. And if you go scroll down the front page, you'll find where you can find out what your saboteurs are. And it'll give you results. Within 5 minutes, you'll
So you
have
can go
that
in and
done.
do your own little self-evaluation there?
Then you'll learn more about what this is about.
Yeah.
And then if you're interested, then, contact me and we can, put you in pod. Like I said, it's $1,000 for the year, but the good news is I have some scholarships, so I can reduce that quite a bit.
Yeah. But $1,000 over a year, that's, moment by moment, that doesn't cost very much.
No, most people probably spend more on their coffee than that is.
Than that, yeah. What else do you want? We're almost out of time, Eric. I always love to talk to you. What else do you want our viewers to know today?
Well, I want them to think about this, think about their relationships at work, their relationships at home, and what would it be like if they understood that, when their saboteur is starting to come out, that it's impeding that relationship. It's impeding the progress that you can make. Yeah. It's sapping up energy that you could otherwise channel to something more productive. And so this isn't really about personalities. It's more about what's in the back of our minds that comes to the front when, we're faced with certain things. And so I just want to encourage people, take the assessment, learn about it. And, if you don't want to, if you're not sure if you want to go forward, hey, call me up, give me an email, and we'll talk about it and decide, if it makes sense.
Now, I'm always thinking business, but this will help with people's all aspects of their life.
Yeah, anyone could take this and it'll benefit. I mean, you think about what people spend on self-help and things like that. It's like, this is to me, is a no-brainer. I mean, the value that you get out of this program is incredible.
Eric, I don't have the website on the screen now, but when we publish this out to YouTube and all the social media, I'll add it before then. Tell me what that website is again.
It's www.positiveintelligence.com.
Positiveintelligence.com.
Not spelled funny, just the way the words are.
It's not that AI stuff. This is positiveintelligence.com.
Yeah, I don't know that they used AI in some of their work, but it's been around for about 10 years.
Good.
And they keep refining it.
Very good. All right, Eric. Well, thank you for coming on. I'm always inspired after you come on and re-energized. So I hope some people use this. Positiveintelligence.com. Call Eric Merz direct, by the way. It's 661-343-2373. Thanks so much, Eric.
Thank you, Mike.
And we'll be back with more Central Valley Talk right after this.